Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a full tutorial on this makeup look that I have on now. This is kind of an everyday makeup look, however, it can easily be taken into night. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look and what products I use, then just keep watching. So the first thing I like to do, right now I have sunscreen and moisturizer on my face. So I'm going to go ahead and prime. For primer, I am going to combine these two all-stars. This is the Smashbox Primerizer and the NARS Radiance Primer. And I just do a little bit of both like that, and then I just mix those up and apply them all over my face. Go down onto my neck a little bit just so I can blend easily down my neck. Next, I'm going to go in with the Tatcha, there we go, Silk Canvas Primer. I also have this in the liquid version, however, I do prefer to have the solid instead. So I use the little scoop and I pick up about that much for my face. I put a little bit on my chin, a little bit on my cheeks, and most of it on my forehead where my lines are real bad. And by lines, I mean wrinkles. Okay, then for foundation today, I am going to be using my It CC cream, and this is in the shade Fair Light. And I'm also going to be, I just got this in the mail, using my Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation. This is in the shade Biscuit. I love this foundation, however, it's so difficult to pick the correct shade because it's only available online, and I think I've tried like every shade in my shade range and still just like, I don't know, it's difficult for me to find the perfect shade for it. So I'm just mixing those two together. It's a beautiful formula. It is slightly drying for me unless I prep my skin properly. But I like, especially in the summer, having that It CC cream mixed in with it because then I get added SPF and I get just like a little bit of luminosity with it. So I am just taking this on a beauty blender and going to blend that all over my face, and I'm just going to use kind of like a stippling motion with my sponge. Okay, so as you can see, the coverage of that combination is amazing. Like everything is covered and it's still, you can see like a glow still coming through. So I love that combination. It's so good. It's long wearing. It's great. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with some Tarte Shape Tape and I'm going to use that all over my face. So this is in the shade Light Neutral. And I'm just going to use it to cover up a few spots. I get a little bit heavier melasma on my forehead in the summer, so I'm going to use that a little bit on my forehead. And then I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. This is the Ultra Creamy. And this is in Fair Light Neutral, and that's just gonna go a little bit under my eyes, and then I'm just gonna use that same beauty blender to blend it all out, and then I'm going to go in with my bronzer, which is also going to be Shape Tape. This is just the original formula. This is in Tan Deep Honey. So this is what I'm using for my bronzer today. I do like to go in with a cream or liquid bronzer base before I go in with my powders. And this is one of the ones that I really enjoy. So I'll be using that today, and I use this all the time. So I'm going to just go ahead and place that here. Right at the hairline, a little bit down each side of the nose. So that's going to be not as thick of lines. And then right on my jaw, and I will blend that out. Okay, you can see that gave me quite a bit more definition in the face. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and go back in under my eyes and make sure none of that concealer creased, and then I will go in with my setting powder. So the setting powder I'm using today is Too Faced Peach Perfect, and I'm just going to dump a little bit into the lid. About that much. And I will use my beauty blender to apply this. And I just go with a thin layer underneath my eye. I'm not baking, so I'm going in with a thinner layer. And then I also go in the center of my face with this product as well. And on days that I have to go to work, I normally will do like my mask area just to set that down a little extra so that my makeup will last a little bit better underneath my mask. Okay, and then for powder for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. Sorry, it's super reflective, but this is in the shade 2. And I flip-flop between 1 and 2, but typically in the summer, I am shade 2. And then around the eye area, I'm just gonna kind of blend. I'm not gonna apply any powder. And just kind of blend it with that setting powder. For bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Marc Jacobs Tantric Bronzer. And I'm going to use kind of like a paddle brush, like a mini paddle brush style. And I'll use that to apply this as a bronzer, so for a larger area. And then I'm going to go in with the Estee Edit. This is an old product. This is no longer made, so don't go looking for it. I have been trying to use this up, but this is such a huge palette. Like, it's huge. So it has taken forever. It's still not gone. Like, I'm starting to get at the point where I just throw it away. But I'm going to use this as my contour, so a little more precision in my application. I'm using the Morphe M523 brush. So it's basically just a more densely packed, smaller version of what we just used. Which that was, oh shoot, it's by Crown Brushes. I don't know which one it is though, but it's like a fluffy paddle brush. Okay, and with that, we're just kind of going over the areas that we put our, the cream or liquid contour down on. Okay, for blush today, I'm going in with Essence, the blush, in the shade Befitting, 10 Befitting. This is, here, I'll actually just show you what it looks like. It's just a perfect blush shade. Good for like all skin tones. Okay, and then for highlight today, I am going to go in with the Becca Champagne Pop Highlight. This is actually in a palette, but this is what it looks like. Other days I will use these as my blush for like a everyday blush look, because I'm trying to use this palette up as well because it is an older palette and it's discontinued, and unfortunately Becca is actually going to be discontinued. The brand is going out of business in September, which actually when you watch this is going to be September. So yeah, the brand is going out of sales or out of business. So if you are interested in Becca as a brand, I would try to go to like your local Ulta or Sephora and try to get some products on sale. Okay, we'll set that all down with the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. Leo is not going to like this. That's your warning. I'm gonna spray something. Okay. He gonna learn today. Told you. All right, we are going to take our beauty blender and kind of press that in all over so we don't get any droplet marks. That does have a good sprayer on it. However, sometimes you just get a burst of product and you don't want it to ruin your face. All right, you guys, we are going to move on to eyes. So I have zoomed you in a little bit. We are going to be using the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I'll just go ahead and open it up for you. So this is a mostly cool toned palette. It has good mattes and shimmers in it. And this and the Juvia's Place Taupe palette are my two favorite cool tone palettes that I've ever used. The Juvia's Place is kind of a dupe for this one, but you don't get as many shades. However, the quality on that one is so good. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the transition shade on a nice fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to take that all the way up to my brow. And I'm just going to focus that on the upper brow bone area. But then I'm going to blend it down and out a little bit on the edges. Okay, next I'm going to go in just with another fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to go into the crease shade, and I'm going to do that on the upper crease area, so kind of more focused on the brow bone area, but kind of like above the crease and maybe slightly into the crease. And I'm just going to blend that out in a similar fashion that we used the other one. Just don't take it up quite as high. I'm also going to bring this in kind of doing like a little V to the lower lash line on the outer corner. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with the shade Blend, and I'm going to take that on even a smaller blending brush, and that I'm going to focus right in the crease, and we're not going to go quite as far in with it. We're going to keep it you know, pretty much 3/4 of the eye, and then we're going to kind of blend out on the outer corner of the eye. Okay, next I'm going to go in with kind of like a fat pencil brush or like a mini shader brush, and I'm going to pick up the shade Smoke, and I'm just going to kind of pack that on the outer like quarter or third of the eye. Just gonna kind of pack that on. And then I'm going to use the last brush I used, that fluffy blending brush, and we're just going to blend. Okay, so now that we got all of that blended out, if I wanted to add a little bit more drama, I would take the lash line color right in the center, the darkest shade in the palette, and I would concentrate that, kind of do like a V shape of concentrating that on the outer corner of the eye, but like at the lash line, I would have it be fatter on the outside and then taper down and just blend that with the other shadows. However, it's daytime, so I don't really need to have that added drama. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in with the shimmer. And for today, I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do these two. So the right in the center, I'm going to use this one and this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the lower one, the center eyelid one, on my finger and do, that's like one swipe. Look at how crazy pigmented that is. So I'm just going to apply that down. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with a flat shader brush, pick a little bit more up and just kind of do like a cut crease kind of, but with way less effort and less definition, but it's kind of the same idea. It's just slightly more blended when it mixes with the shaded or the matte shade. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with inner corner. That's the one on the top, and we're gonna place that actually on the inner corner. And I'm going to use a smaller shader brush to do that same thing that we just did. And the inner corner. Well, what a change, I know. Sorry, my camera overheated, so I figured while it cooled down, I'd go ahead and finish one side, and then I'll just talk you through the other side. I also did my hair, so we'll be ready for the end. So I am going to, I accidentally already did it, but I'll show you what I did. I took a little bit of the crease shade right there, and mixed it with a little bit of blend, just like that, and took a fluffy pencil brush and just put that on my lower lash line. Nothing special, just did a couple swipes and that's it. If I were to have it be a little bit more of a dramatic look, I would take a little bit of the darker shade and put that just on the outer corner and then make sure everything's nice and blended. Okay, we are going to move on to the eyeliner. For my upper lash line, I do the KVD Tattoo Liner. This is the best felt tip liner out there. It will stay on for like anything. One girl, I'm just doing a nice thin line on the upper lash line. One girl did a review. She got in a car accident and was crying and in the hospital, like in a neck brace. All the rest of her makeup is gone, and then she was just like this beautiful wing liner, like it withstood a car accident. So yeah, it's legit. I have gone through several of these. Sorry, I had to focus so I didn't mess up. Okay, and while that dries, we are going to go into my brow we are going to use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. One end's a spoolie, one end's the pencil, and I use the shade Taupe. And we're just going to comb these up and do underneath. And I kind of do like a dashed line, like as if you were sketching. That's kind of how I do this, so it's not like a super harsh line, but you still get the guide. Okay, and then we'll go and do the same on the top. And then we just kind of fill in, just with like a bunch of little dash marks to pretty much be your little hair strokes. And then you just want to try to make them match as well as you can. People like to say that your brows are sisters, they're not twins. So like they're really not gonna look identical. So don't sweat it, just do the best that you can, and always brush your product through at the end just to blend them a little bit better. Oh, ooh, popping caps off here. Okay, then I'm going to go in, there's no writing, it's all worn off, but this is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. That's what I use to set my brows down. And I always comb the front up, like so, and then start to angle back, and then tame the tails down. Okay. And then I just dab over them to get any excess product off. One thing I forgot to show you guys because I did it off camera. If you get any glitter or any eyeshadow fallout on your like cheeks or under eye area, if you just take a duo fiber brush, so it's denser here and then it has the finer bristles on top. If you take one of these and just do like a swoop or a couple swoops maybe, it gets that fallout off so quickly. You can also get shadow shields if you're a little bit messy, which is kind of like a little sticker that goes here. Or you can do your eyes first before you do your foundation and everything. That way it's easier to clean anything up. If you think you're gonna be a little bit messy, I would just recommend doing that. I'm not a huge fan of the shadow shields, but you know, it's to each their own, so just find what works best for you. Okay, for upper lashes, I am going to use the Hourglass Unlocked Instant Extensions Mascara. This is their newer one, so it comes in the round tube. This is just in black. Forgot to curl my eyelashes. This is just in black. I also love the Hourglass Caution mascara that comes in the triangular tube. That is a beautiful mascara also. Really, I have not come across an Hourglass product that I did not like. It's kind of like Marc Jacobs for me. Like, I'm a huge fan of a lot of the items from that brand. Or like Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, there's a few brands like that. And of course, they're all like deluxe high-end brands. But, you know, that's why they are high-end. They're good. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on my upper lashes. Just does a good job of separating the lashes. Doesn't do anything crazy. Gives me a little added length. I feel personally like it does that. Dang it, I just touched it to my skin. That's good. I'll show you guys how to get rid of that. Okay, and then now we'll do the lower lashes. So for the lower lash line, I am going to use another Kat Von D product, KVD, sorry. They changed the brand, it's throwing me off. But this is their cake pencil. And I'm just going to put that on the waterline. Here's what it looks like. So this is the mini version. You can get a big one. I just got the mini version to try it, but I do like it. I have a couple others to try before I take the full plunge and buy the big one. But so far so good. Okay, then for lower lashes, I'm going to go in with the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. This has just a fine little wand that's perfect for those teeny tiny lower lashes. If you are someone who doesn't have the greatest upper lashes, I might recommend this to you as well. For upper lashes, it does a great job. Okay, we will move on to lips while we let that little spot dry. So I know what lip product I want to use. This is the KVD Epic Kiss in the shade Womankind. This is a new lip product by them that I just ordered. And I mean, just like, look at this packaging. Like the studs, ugh. Like KVD and Valentina with the studs on the packaging, ugh, so good. Okay, so I'm not quite sure. I have two lip pencils here. I think I'm going to do a combination of both, and that's going to complement this shade the best. So I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Totally Taupe first. And I apologize here. Let me zoom you out a little bit. I apologize for the noise, first off. But I'm gonna have to look down into my mirror so I don't mess this up. So I think I'll keep like the brown on the outside. So I'm just gonna taper blend this in a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit on the bottom here. I'm just gonna connect it. I just did that with a super like light hand. I just want it more for like a little more definition. I guess it's tough because I never, like, I put this on last night. That was the first time I wore it because it got here yesterday. So I guess I'll do a little on the top. So I'm not overlining. I'm not a fan of overlining personally. Not on me, at least. I don't have the lips to do that. However, with that right at the top there, I kind of made it a little more flat than a little like dip. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with, what shade is this? Anywhere Caffeine. And I'm just going to kind of marry it with that Totally Taupe. Okay, so I'm just kind of dashing a little bit of that pinker pencil on there, and then we'll go in with this. I kind of like this lip combination, like needs a little bit more, but I kind of dig it. Okay. And I'm going to take this all the way to the edge of that liner. And that liner is just going to be more of like a foundation. All right, I dig it. It looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean up that little spot. So all I need is a little Q-tip. And you're just going to gently wipe it off. It's gone. Any little like things that dropped, just use. Sometimes you can twist it, sometimes you just gotta like dot at it a little bit, and it's good. Okay, now we're going to set all this beautiful hard work down. We have the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. It is the best. Yes. Okay, I'm going to let this sit for a second, and then I'm going to use my beauty blender to press it in, and we'll come back and look at it all dried down. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. I think it came out really well. So this, like face makeup, eye makeup, this is something that I would wear to work like on a daily basis. Sometimes I'll switch up my blush a little bit. And then the lip color, I would not wear something like this to work right now just because I have to wear a mask every day to work. So a creamy lip, no. However, I wear a lot of lip liners, a lot of liquid lipsticks. Still on the journey for finding the perfect lip stain, so if you have any recommendations, let me know. But yeah, it turned out really, really good. See the eye makeup, and like it's just beautiful. I love it. There's just something about like a cool toned makeup look, like it adds a grunginess to it, but like a ruggedness, but I just love it. I think it looks so good. And because we use that like kind of champagne-y eye shimmer and a pinker blush, like we can do gold jewelry, we can do silver jewelry, and it will work with it. I just think it looks so good. So thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a minute since I've done a little more of a glamorous makeup tutorial. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will start filming some more of these. But thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.